YouTube? Welcome back to the Faith-Based Workplace YouTube channel. I'm your host, Solomon Savoy Jr. This week we're going to be talking about 7 signs of a toxic workplace. Let's get right into it though. Last week, Ellen DeGeneres, I'll go back. Actually, the last, a little bit over a month, there's been stories talking about Ellen DeGeneres and the workplace and how toxic it is and things leading up to that. Well, last week on Monday, Ellen released a statement on things she wanted to do, addressing the toxic workplace that was at her show, at Ellen DeGeneres Studios. So the culture at the show, from what some of the workers were saying, was racism, it was fear, intimidation tactics, and also sexual harassment. If you're dealing with anything like that, just like I said, man, just know that there are people, there are resources out there to help you. So if you're dealing with anything like that, just make sure that you follow through those resources, and don't be scared to say something. Make sure you're practicing. Am I my brother's keeper or sister's keeper? In this case, make sure that you're trying to do all you can to help each other out. So, and I'm not here to bash Ellen DeGeneres. That's not what this is about. Hey, everybody else is reporting on this. This is what faith-based workplace deals with. We deal with, toxic work environments and dealing with narcissists and, coworkers or supervisors. So this all was, it just fell in my lap. I was like, you know what? I'll go ahead and talk about, the toxic workplace this week. So let's get into some other stuff. First, I want to read this Bible verse for you. Let me read this verse first. Luke 6:37. Judge not, and you will not be judged. Condemn not, and you will not be condemned. Forgive, and you will be forgiven. And give, and it will be given to you. Sorry about that. So what do we get out of this verse? Right here, God is telling us, things that you should do, or shouldn't do, I should say, and you're going to still be blessed. So what I'm telling you out of this, with the 7 signs of toxic workplace, when you notice these things going on, go ahead and tell somebody. You're not judging, judging somebody and get them in trouble. You're trying to help out the situation, trying to help yourself out, or help other employees out, so y'all can have a better work environment. Because the work environment, sometimes we spend more time at work than we do at home. So you want to make sure that environment is pretty much almost like home, like a family environment, or if it's not family, it should be at least on the up and up, meaning, if you're at a corporate work office, you want to make sure everybody is doing all they can to make sure we all getting along, we're doing things we need to do, things like that. So it shouldn't be no violence or no harassment, nothing like that. That shouldn't be going on. So let's just think about that. Okay, moving right along. Ellen gave, like I said, she gave a statement taking responsibility, which that's a good thing. That's what leaders should do, take responsibility for what happened at the show. And then she also mentioned how she's going to make changes moving forward, because it's a new season. I think the season started last Monday. She's, moving forward, she's going to make changes to where these things don't take place. But on the flip side of that, I'm going to say, if you're a leader and you have a show or a business or a company or whatever it is, or you just working and you're in management or whatever, you should know most of the things that's going on with your employees or around work. Meaning, there's no way you can just have a blind eye and just don't know anything. And in Ellen's case, hey, she got a lot going on. I understand. You got to come in, do your makeup, wardrobe, things like that. Who's going to be coming in? Make sure you get the names right. I don't know all what she do. I don't have a show, but I do know people, and I know that I'm going to talk to certain people. Whether it's something I was taught years back. So whether I talk to this one person for like 10, 15 minutes, and every day I pick a different person to talk to them, I'm going to get something out of somebody once we establish that trust that, I can go to Solomon and talk to him. Because we practice this a lot in safety. We do this a lot in safety. In the safety field, you will have safety men, which if they're good safety guys, they'll talk to different people all the time throughout the day. And it might take a little while, but once you get that understanding, they're going to tell you things that's happening bad, or maybe they've seen a safety concern, safety issue. It's the same with work when you think about it. So if I'm the host of the show, or, well, like me, Solomon Savoy, I'm the host of this YouTube channel, but I have a company. So once I start hiring people and putting them in place, a team to help me out, every week I'm going to seek out, let me spend an hour with this person or 30 minutes with this person. And, ask them questions to make sure the company is going in the direction that you want to go in. So not knowing is not an excuse. It's like saying, I don't know the Bible. That's not an excuse. Go read it. So in this case, it would be, hey, I need to talk to some people, or have other people, maybe embedded, have them, seeing what's going on, So you need to know what's going on at your own company. It's not an excuse to say, oh, I don't know. You need to know. So moving right along. Let's see. One thing, why did it ever get to this point? So you look at, I don't know how many years, I forgot to look up how many years Ellen been on, but I know she's been on for a while with the Ellen DeGeneres show. I know she did comedy before that. I know she's from Louisiana, things like that. But you look at what happened to, it reached a boiling point. You know, it reached this point to where all these people, it's different if it was one person. You know, it's a little different if it was one person saying, hey, I've been sexually harassed. It's still bad and it's horrible and we need to correct that. Don't get me wrong. But if it's multiple people saying, hey, fear, intimidation, racism, and sexual harassment was going on, and we got it from 10, 20, 30 people, that's not good at all. That means your company sucks. I mean, I just call it a spade. It sucks working there is what I'm saying. You might have a good show, and you putting out a good show, and everybody loves you or whatever, but the company in the background, the people that make the stuff happen behind the scenes, to me, your company sucks, you know, like that. And I'm not saying Ellen sucks. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying whoever running everything behind the scenes, that's not the way it should be ran. And that's at any company. I don't care who you are. It shouldn't be ran like that. So let's just make sure that we're following through, talking to people, and realizing what's going on. Okay. Toxic workplaces, believe it or not, they've been reported by people since 1970 and, you know, as early as the 70s and 80s. They've been reporting that a lot of workplaces, and that's way before Ellen even came out, so think about that. From the 70s and 80s, you have people that have been reporting, employees, that the place that they worked at was toxic. So from the 70s and 80s, and we're in 2020, and I guess not much has changed. You think about it, because it's still happening. It's still happening at different companies. I can go off a list and ramble off a bunch of different companies when I start doing a little research that it's not just Ellen DeGeneres show, it's a bunch of companies. Actually that I've worked at in the past where you had this same level of a toxic workplace. So let's get into the first sign, lack of respect. Why do I say lack of respect? Lack of respect is whether you're an employee or you in management, and the people under you don't respect you, or you're an employee and your manager don't respect you, that's probably not a company you should be working at. Because if it's a lack of respect on that level, it's going to be other things that's going to happen or come up in your life while you're working at that company that you're going to realize the respect is getting to me on other things. So maybe I need to leave. Number 2, retaliation for raising concerns. So you telling me I can't even go tell someone something unsafe, or I have an issue with this person, they always cursing or whatever the case is, so I'm getting retaliated against because this is not supposed to be going on in this place? Let's think about that. I mean, so I'm getting retaliated for doing my job, basically. Number 3, we have a power imbalance at the job. So let's say we have one manager over here. He's the likable, cool manager, and we have this other manager over here. She's not liked by everybody because she does the work by the book, to the standard, always on time. So we got a power imbalance. So these two managers are working against each other, but they're in the same company. So maybe they need to work together. Just saying. It's a thought. Might want to work together on that. Number 4, poor communication. So when I say poor communication, that could be from the bottom to the top or top to the bottom. But what I want you to realize, most companies are ran from the top down. It's not bottom up. It's not the employee that was hired today running the company that's going to tell everybody what to do. Think about it. It's from the president or the CEO down to the person that was just hired today. It's, you know, the president or CEO is screwed up, the company's going to be screwed up. Now, they might be making money, but I bet you at some point they're going to have to sell their company, or they got to get rid of their CEO or president, and that's just how it's going to go. So we need to have communication, you know, flowing from top to bottom and then back up from bottom to top. Number 5, no work-life balance. So who want to work in a company where you want me to work and kill myself and I have no life besides the company? Nah, I don't know anybody that's raising their hand saying, yeah, give me that job. Yeah, it's paying 150 grand. Let me go work there. Yeah, the money sounds good, but you ever heard all money is not good money? This would be one of them cases where I would say that. Just because I'm making 150, I'm going to quit them in 3 months. I'm not going to make the 150, and I'm looking for a job again because I just wasted 3 months of my time working in this company that's supposed to be paying 150. It's not all about pay all the time. It's about the people around you. It's about the communication. It's about the respect. There's a lot of other things that come into factor before I get to the money, to be honest with you. Now, when I was younger, it was, oh, let me make the money, make the money. Now, with the mission I'm on, talking about God and getting people, trying to lead people to Christ, it ain't about the money. It's about other things before I even get to that, before I go work with anybody. So, leadership is unsupportive. Number 6, leadership is unsupportive. So they don't support you, could care less about you. I've been in them situations before where you tell a manager something, or you ask a manager something, and they're not even on the same page with you. They just don't support you. You come with a bright new idea and you give it to them, but their agenda is to get their own stuff off. Trust me, I had that happen. Came up with a great idea to get some things going with some truck drivers and stuff at the company. And guess what? They took my idea, shucked it to the side, but they made sure their idea got off. And their idea really didn't get off because out of the two, I'm not just tooting my own horn, it wasn't the better of the two ideas. It was actually the other idea my idea should actually took place, but that's neither here nor there. But they unsupportive, so they'll tell you it's good and give you a data board, pat you on the back, but they'll take that idea as soon as you walk in the office. I'm not doing that, or they'll throw that in the trash or put it in a filing bin and for later. But guess what? When something come up and management on their butt looking for a new bright idea, guess what I did? They're gonna pull out your idea, and that's when they try to take it as their own. But that's for a whole nother subject. Number 7, negative outlooks. So negative outlooks mean they 1, 5-year, 10-year forecast, or sometimes even a 2-3 month forecast. It's not looking good. It's not positive at all. You don't even know they're gonna be in business in the next 6 months. So negative outlooks, you might want to move away from the. So you see any of these 7 signs: lack of respect, retaliation for raising concerns, power imbalance, poor communication, no work-life balance, leadership is unsupportive, or negative outlooks. To me, I can say you can deal with maybe 1 or 2 of them, but past that, you want to get out of there. You realize it's a toxic work environment, and you know that you're dealing with some things that's out of your control. So you might want to look at that a little bit differently. Also, toxic workplaces are morale killers. Think about, you come to work, you happy, you chippy, you didn't pray, you didn't read your Bible verse, whether it's in Luke, John, or you read your Psalm, whatever, whatever verse you didn't read that get you going, you didn't read that, you listen to your gospel music on the way to work, and you're good. You walk in the door, and you can feel the tension, and you just don't feel right. And you deal with that Monday through Friday, or some of y'all 7 days a week. How long you think it's going to take before your morale just going to go? Keep going down, just lower and lower till you ready to quit. And those are people that quit. They don't even give a 2-week notice. They last day, when they say bye, that's probably their last day. You just don't see them again. And you call them a couple of times and they're like, well, we go fire them. You didn't fire them, they quit. I mean, it's a no-show for a reason because your company sucks. So, I mean, let's just be real. Don't let toxic workplaces ruin your life. So, a toxic workplace to me can ruin your life because you're married, you have kids, or whatever the case is, but you're dealing with all these issues at work, especially me in management. So you're dealing with all these issues that don't even pertain to you. So the reason why I say it can ruin your life because you're more concerned with work than you're concerned with things that's going on at home. It's not that you don't want to do the things with the wife and the kids, or the husband and the kids, or whatever, and go out with your friends. It's just that the work actually requires so much of you. And that's when you got to realize you got to know your work. You have to know your work, meaning if you're getting paid this little bit of money to do all this work, you have to know your work. You have to know what's going on. So don't let the workplace ruin your life. Let them know up front, hey, I can't do this, can't handle this. And that's when you seek other employment and try to move on and do other things, I want to read this last thing. It's called Amendment to Title VII, which prohibits workplace discrimination based on categories such as race, religion, sex, and also it expanded, I think it was a couple of years after it was implemented, to pregnant women. So, like I said, they got resources out there. Don't let that company tell you everything. You go do your own research. You have Google, you have the company website. They usually have stuff on the company website, all these rules and regulations. Look into it. You have human resources you can go to. You have OSHA you can deal with safety concerns. So it's always something that you can go to, depending on what field you're in, and figure out, is this the right thing that they're telling me? Because don't take word of mouth, especially at a job. Everybody not telling you everything that's good for you. It might be good for their agenda, but not necessarily good for your agenda. So just make sure we practice discernment and we're reading up on these. Just like I tell y'all, hey, read your Bible for yourself. Don't trust my word. Same thing with these companies. Just because they tell you the sky's blue, and you looking at it, like in California right now, it look like it's reddish orange color. I see red orange. I don't know how you see blue. Maybe you're colorblind. I don't know. Same thing at these jobs. So just because they tell me, hey, this is how we do things, that don't mean it's the right way. So if you have these 7 signs of, a toxic workplace, man, just do what you gotta do. Pray, 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 pray even more. But, try to find a way out, whether it's starting your own business or going to another company, or maybe doing a lateral move, going to another position, whatever you got to do. Because these toxic things at work can really be harmful to your health. It can be harmful to your family life. It can be harmful to just your life in general. So when I say health, I'm talking about, you got anxiety, you're stressed out, you're going to lead to heart diseases and things like that. Just think about it, because all this thing, it's all mind and, body, so it all works together. So just think about those things and practice discernment. Once again, like I said, like the video, you can hit the little thumb up. You can hit the subscribe button. That way, we always dropping videos every week, so you can hit the subscribe button. Share the video, with friends and family. And then also, do comments on the videos. I respond back to the comments as soon as I see them. I usually get an email alert, so you respond back, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But once again, this is Faith-Based Workplace YouTube channel. I'm happy you was able to watch and sit through the video. I hope you learned something through this. Once again, God bless you and yours.